And we're live, people. And we're definitely gonna get right into this, man, because your boy 6ix9ine is spilling all the motherfucking tea. And you shouldn't be surprised. It's 100% the stipulations of his deal. With the prosecutors, he can't lie. Like, he has to be completely honest with everything. That's a stipulation to that 5K1 letter that he's supposedly getting, or that he's trying to get. You know, he's trying to get his time reduced to the least amount of time as possible. So the fact that he's on the stand and he's just pretty much telling everything that's going on, it's not surprising. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not surprising. It's, to me, I find it like polarizing more than anything. I wouldn't say I'm surprised that he's telling and stuff, because he kind of has to. But to actually see it happen, like in real life, like this is the type of shit that I've only ever seen in movies and television shows. And mostly concerning a mob, where, you know, you'll have someone who used to work for the mob, or someone who purposely infiltrated the mob as a plant, i.e. like Donnie Brasco, or someone more like Henry Hill, you know what I'm saying, from Goodfellas, who was based on an actual person who actually ended up flipping, turning state. Like, that type of thing I've only ever saw in the movies. Like, I never really expected to see it in real life. But the shit is happening live, dude. Like, it's live. He's done testifying for now. His driver was testifying today. He was up there letting it be known that he was working with the government months before 6ix9ine even got booked. That already lets you know that before they even took down 6ix9ine, bro, he was already being informed on by his driver. The camera in his car was put in there by the government. The driver already knew about this shit. They threatened him with deportation. They bagged him early. Like, this nigga was fucked the second he got arrested. Even before he got arrested, it was over. It was over even before he got arrested. So, the fact that he went up there singing his heart away, he had no choice, dude. Like, at the end of the day, it all depends on how you want to look at it, right? Because he went up there and he confessed to the fact that he was never really into that life. That he only joined as a part of like certain stipulations that he had with members of the gang. He would be the front man, he would provide the music, he would be the image, and they would provide the muscle and whatever else he needed. He would piece them off. They were pretty much extorting him. That's essentially what it was. Like, he wasn't some young nigga who put in work and then music started popping and then his gang back. No, he was someone who they sought out or they found. And then they just had it was pretty much a business relationship between him and Nontre. That's why as soon as he went on Angie Martinez, after he got like kidnapped, whatever, and he fired everybody and shit, supposedly kidnapped, because then we come to figure out it wasn't really like a kidnapping, and he lied about kind of how it went down. They really just let him go. He didn't jump out the car and none of that other shit. But when he went up on there and he started talking all that hot boy shit about like, oh, the dirty bloods, I made them, who are like, he's popping all this shit about them so blatantly because nigga was never invested in the gang life. Like, he was never with it. He was never a part of that shit. He literally only used it for the image. They really only fucked with him for the money. That came out in wiretappings. That came out, I believe, in court today, where you hear Shotty and the other dude Mel talking about it, and then him and two other guys. And essentially, what these wiretaps show, man, and what this whole case is showing, as far as like 6ix9ine and the whole Nontre, this gang facade shit that hip hop has, yo, this shit is superbly fake. And what I mean is, like, for you to have someone like Tekashi, who, even when he first came out, he didn't look the part, so everyone could kind of already tell that there was some bullshit surrounding him. The fact that he was able to come into the industry, he was able to orchestrate a situation with actual gang members so that they would back him to act like he was really with it, and then really got into real bullshit. Like, he wasn't really a gang member, but he really got into bullshit, like the shooting at fucking Barclays, the shit with Chief Keef, other shit that happened. Like, there was real incidents that happened. Like, he had to fucking cop out and confess to actual crimes. Selling drugs, 9 counts of racketeering, ordering hits. Like, the nigga wasn't really the nigga was faking the whole time, but he was doing real shit while faking it. Like, he was living it like it was a movie. And what that shit really shows, bro, is this shit gotta stop. Like, it's way too easy to just finesse a whole situation and come off and try to make it seem like it's something that it's not. Like, it makes no sense that he was able to carry on as long as he was, with it being as fake as it actually was. Because we all knew that there was bullshit behind it, man. Like, let's be real. But I didn't know how deep it ran. Like, I didn't know how much they really didn't fuck with him, and how non-valid he really was. Like, he had no type of street cred. And I don't sit here and I try not to judge people based on how they look, because even like the wildest people can look, you know, weird or whatever. But for him to really have zero credibility, like none whatsoever, it was really a whole business transaction. Yo, this whole facade with this gang culture shit, this shit gotta stop. All you guys that's like super fascinated with the streets and the street facade of what's supposed to be real, because that's all it is. And don't get it twisted, man. That's all this shit is. It's fake and it's a facade. It's not real. Like, people sit here and act like these codes and these street morals really matter. But when it's all said and done, when you're sitting there with the fucking DA and they're in that room with you and they're telling you sentences that you're about to get, and they're telling you right now, you either tell us everything you want to know, or you can get 25 to life, or you can just get life, or you can tell us what the fuck we need to know, and we can maybe try to get you something where you don't spend the rest of your fucking life in here. My man, listen, we can all lie and say that, oh, we wouldn't snitch. Listen, man, anybody in 6ix9ine position, they would have snitched. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with the idea that if you choose to get into something, then you need to know the consequences that come with it. So even though, yeah, he really wasn't a gang member, and yeah, he really wasn't about that life, you're a grown man and you do know the consequences that come from it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why initially getting bagged, and before everything that came out with the case, I could definitely understand the opinion of people that would say like, yo, at the end of the day, it's not cool that you sold out the people that really fucked with you. It's not cool that you hung niggas out to dry, that held you down and that did things for you, and that took care of situations and really had your back. Like, that's the fucked up part. And before I could be like, yeah, I can definitely see that. That's really fucked up. But then once you start to learn all the other shit, especially for me, the shit where, and it's beyond the shit that was fucking his baby mother and the kidnapping shit. It's shit like they never really fucked with him. Like, they always thought he was a weirdo. Like, they really only looked at him like a cash cow. Like, they really looked at him like the bank. So when you break it all down, man, and you realize that in addition to the shit with his baby mother, in addition to him getting fucking pressed, because I really wouldn't call it a kidnapping, with him getting pressed, and he was in fear for his life. So I'm in no position to tell him that he shouldn't have been in fear for his life, because at the end of the day, you don't know what could have happened to him. You feel me? They let him go and all of that shit, but it easily could have went left. But in addition to that shit happening, and then him finding out that someone super close to him, his driver, is a fucking informant, and then to hear all type of audio and shit, because you gotta know, 6ix9ine was played, all this audio that we're hearing in court, the nigga was played, it was played for him already. Probably around the time when he took his plea deal. You understand? He had to get all the evidence. He had to hear everything for himself. They probably played him every single fucking audio, where he could hear these niggas talking about violating him, where he could hear these niggas talking about how they really didn't fuck with him, how they really only wanted him just for the money, strictly just for the money. They really didn't give a fuck about anything else. Like, yeah, these are not really niggas that really held you down like that. They did it because of only the monetary gain. They didn't do it out of any type of faith and love at all. Because there's no faith and love in this shit. This shit is fucking a demon's pit. Like, yo, that shit is fake. That shit is a facade, man. Like, don't get wrapped up in that street bullshit, dude. Stay being a law-abiding citizen. Trust me. You'd be better off. Because that shit right there is out of control. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit ran so fucking... It ran so deep, it was ridiculous. To the point where, like, you get people implicated that you didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought that he implicated Jim Jones and Cardi B. I even thought he implicated Jim Jones. 100%. I thought he did. Until you see that first they played the audio where Jim Jones is talking to fucking Mel Murder, whatever his name is, implicating him fucking self. And I'm sitting here listening to shit. He talking about 6ix9ine need to be super violent. And I'm like, bro, why are you on recordings talking like you're a fucking mobster? This shit is ridiculous. This shit is ridiculous. And these are the same motherfucking people that will sit there and quote movies. And I get it. You can't always know when you're going to be recorded. And it's so easy for the government to obtain a wiretap or whatever. That, like, it's very plausible that niggas could be listening to your conversation whenever they feel like it. Especially if you're into some bullshit. But if you are into some bullshit, and if you're a person who grew up in the era where niggas is getting busted and it's all about the mafioso lifestyle. Jim Jones is in his 40s or late 30s or whatever. That nigga grew up in the 80s, early 90s. Late 90s even. The late 80s, mid-early 90s, he grew up. Like, nigga, why are you talking about anything on a goddamn phone? You lived in the era where they made all type of movies about shit like this. Where rappers always talked about shit like this. Where this type of music flourished. Why are you now on recording talking about super violating a nigga that's snitching on a gang that niggas didn't even really know you was affiliated with? Only niggas that probably knew that was people who was really tapped into like the street shit. I didn't know about that shit. I don't know, man. Niggas is dumb. Like, shit weird. Shit out of control, man. With the Cardi B shit, he didn't implicate her. The prosecutor brought her name up. Because they were pretty much trying to show that 6ix9ine... Well, not the prosecutor, excuse me. The defendant brought it up. The defense lawyer brought it up. Because they pretty much was trying to show that 6ix9ine was only using the gang as an image. Whatever. But yeah, this shit wild. Like, and I don't know, man. I wonder what's gonna happen. That's what I'm really waiting to see. I'm really waiting to see, like, how much time because he's banking on time served, and that's what a lot of people are speculating he's gonna get, which is crazy. Shotty got 15. I don't know what the other guy got, Mel or whatever, but I think he got something similar. Harv and the other nigga that's on trial for, like, quote unquote kidnapping him. We have to wait and see what they're gonna get sentenced. But, like, shit crazy, bro. And there's a lot of speculation about what 6ix9ine's gonna do when he gets out. Is he gonna go into, like, witness protection? I don't know if he's gonna do that. I don't think it has to be that extreme, to be honest. I think if he fucking, honestly, this nigga just fucking leaves, like, a big city and he moves somewhere, like, I don't know, like out West Coast, but not like LA. He could even probably live in Cali. My brother and I were talking about this. Like, he could probably live in Cali and like San Diego or like Sacramento or some shit. Or he could probably live somewhere where it's a little more suburban, a lot less populated. Get those fucking tattoos off his face, dye his hair one color. And honestly, he could really still make music. Like, if we're being perfectly honest and if we're keeping it a buck, most of 6ix9ine's fans, a lot of them, the ones that supported him, like the people that really went to his concerts, they showed up to his shows, he got popping in Europe. Like, he got his buzz in Europe. Like, specifically in the Czech area, like Russia and all that shit. So that shit is wild. So, like, a lot of his fucking fans are white. A lot of them are white. And a lot of them feel like they're suburban and all that shit. A lot of them aren't from the streets. And a lot of people that fucked with him, regardless of the music that he was making, like a lot of these newer rappers that come out, a lot of these motherfuckers are from the suburbs. They're really not gangsters. They're not street. They love the street coonery fuckery shit, but these fans are not street. They love anything that sounds lit. As long as 6ix9ine come back out, he makes lit music. He can't really make this rah-rah shit anymore. Not gangster shit. He can still make rah-rah music, but it can't be gangster shit. It gotta be like some hype boy shit. Maybe talk about some fighting shit, but it really gotta be some hype shit. It can't really be this. It can't be the street hood shit, because you've been exposed. Like, you're a fraud. So I think if he still makes that, or songs where he's like singing and shit, like holding melodies or whatever, and people are still gonna rock with him strictly because he got clout. This case right here is revitalizing 6ix9ine's clout, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you're cool with it or not. It's probably, it probably doesn't sit well with you. But 6ix9ine is gonna come back out, and if he chooses to make music, people are gonna fuck with him. 100%. A lot of people can already sympathize with his situation. A lot of people already look at what happened to him, and they're looking at like everything that he went through. And when you look at all the evidence surrounding it, a lot of people are sitting there and they're saying like, they understand why he did what he did. It's a lot of opinions that's swaying that way. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely understand why he did what he did. And I don't know, there's no right and wrong. I mean, it's all street shit. Like, at the end of the day, fucking criminals. Don't do crime. Period. Don't do crime. Don't fucking promote doing crime. If you're making fucking music about gangster shit, make sure you establish that that's just imagery and it's just entertainment. You start playing with the fact that that's real, or trying to act like that's your real life, don't be surprised if some real shit happen to you. You feel me? That is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Like, the shit, you can't play around with this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, out here frauding, doing all type of bullshit. And then when it's all said and done, you're on the stand because you have no choice. Now, you gotta sit there and point people out in court. Like, he's gonna have to live with that shit forever. Regardless of anything else that happens. Like, yeah, he's gonna eventually get past it and shit like that. And he's probably already gotten past it mentally. But, like, that shit had to have hurt to some degree. That shit had to hit his ego. At some degree, it had to hit his ego. Like, having to be up there on a stand and look at the motherfuckers that you used to be cool with, that you're testifying against, and you gotta point at them. Yes, that's such and such in the brown suit. That's such and such in the blue suit, in the black suit, in the gray suit, with that on his head, with those glasses. Like, you really, like, that shit is wild, man. It's like a movie. I said this before, man. Like, this is about to be the littest Netflix or Hulu or even motion picture film. Like, somebody need to buy the rights to 6ix9ine's movie and make that shit. That shit is gonna be top 5 fucking gangster movies, period. I don't even know if you can call that a gangster movie. I don't know. Crime dramas, top 5 crime dramas last 10 years. Facts. Like, that shit is gonna be crazy. Like, this whole situation playing out is just wild. I'm actually like, I'm like fake psyched to be in this moment, to actually see this case play out, to really see something like this actually play out in real time, to see what it's like. It's really a lot like how they show in the films, where like the niggas really turn state, they really flip, there's really wiretaps, there's really informants, they're really on the stand, they're really pointing motherfuckers out, and people are really self-snitching. Like, they are self-snitching. And that's what a lot of people ignored about this case. A large part of this shit, man, is niggas telling on themselves. They love implicating themselves. Oh my God. Stop talking about shit on the phone. Stop recording everything. Shit is out of control. But yeah, man, we gotta see what happens with this dude once this case is over. I'm banking on the fact that he's still gonna be making music. He's still gonna have a fan base. That's facts. And Instagram been dry since Tekashi been going. That's facts. But we're gonna end it right there, man. Y'all take it easy, man, and y'all have a good day.